That's a weird sound that's coming out of my mouth. 'Cause it's Friday, and it's Friday, and it's a live show. We are live, 'cause it's September 29, nerd of 2017, nerd. And Vicky is here with us today, and it's actually live right now, right now.
Yeah.
Wait. Internet! That's what you gotta do. Internet! Alright. What up, Internet? What's going on? I got to move the camera. We gotta move the camera here real quick. Video input. Let's see here. First one to the chat. Wushu Jimmy Brown won the prize today, and I'm gonna scoot over here next to my lovely spouse, and we have to do this little thing here where we go doot and we zoom out the camera. Look at that. Wushu Jimmy Brown, first one to the chat. And let's pot up Victoria here. Look at this. I'm gonna actually pot her up right out the gate today.
Pot?
Are you hot on the mic?
Pot?
Pot the mic up.
Oh.
You pot the mic. This is potted up.
Oop.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's see here. Karen KZ Ellis is here. Frank Dominguez. Jennifer J. Sarchicino. Sarchicino. Jennifer J.
Sarachicino.
Jennifer J. Sarchicino. Chat. Michael Hoffman's here. Kyle Paith. That is a hard last name right there. Look at that one. Paith. Paith.
What?
Come on down to the Paith store.
From what heritage does that come from?
I don't know. I have no idea.
From where do you hail?
54 Punchy is here on a Friday. Hey, FU2 is here. What is up? Steven Skoglund is here. Iris is here. Oh, hey now. National Coffee Day, says the Turtle Girl, is here. How you doing? JC Darling is here. AMA Aquatics is here. Donnie Hill is here. Oh, did you see that? I just went through coffee withdrawals. That's what that was, I think.
Oh.
I think I'm having coffee withdrawals. Vicky spilt a bunch of dirt in my coffee. I'm more amazed by it because I was like, what happened to my coffee? Where'd my coffee go? Vicky had, of course, ever so nicely washed the cup, and I was like, where's my coffee? My coffee's not in there. And she said she spilt dirt in it on accident, which I love that, honestly. I'm kind of speechless. It's awesome. It's like, what happened to my coffee? I spilt dirt in it. It was just like the last thing I had expected to possibly be the answer of what had happened. I thought like, oh, maybe I like bumped it or something, you know, like or maybe she just thought I was done with it or something. But no, I spilled some dirt in it. I like it though. I like that. That was pretty good. So I'm actually drinking some coffee straight out the bottle today. I'm going to the source.
Oh.
Go straight to the source.
Did you juice that coffee yourself?
I squozed them.
Freshly
squozed them.
Coffee?
I squozed them coffee beans, if you know what I'm talking about. I like to I compress them in a vice press. And, 30-ton press, and squish the coffee essence right out of them. That was pretty good, though. Let's see. G-Bear, hello. How did you all happen to see Dustin's Tank Wow spoof? Oh, my God, funny. Hello, all. Did you all happen to see Dustin's Tank Wow spoof? Oh, my God. No, I don't watch Dustin's Fist Tanks stuff. I just don't. I don't have time. I don't have time for that, honestly. I just don't. I don't have time for it. There are a few people's channels that I watch, and that is not one of them. Let's see. I have no idea, but you're saying it correctly, so kudos to you. All right, Paith. So we are saying Kyle Paith's last name correctly, and Rebalcar. That's a Rebel car. Is that what that word is?
Rebel car.
Rebel car? Okay. Rebel car. All right. Rebel car's here too. So, and Stephen Fitzgerald. I think I said hi to everybody. We'll see though. I'm sure more people will be showing up because it's Friday. All right. Quick weather update here in the western Washington. It went from 80 degrees and sunny, 80 something yesterday and sunny, and now today, there is it is raining and 58 maybe. So we are back to our lovely western Washington weather, and which is totally cool. And I'm stoked for it to be back. I know that there are a lot of people out there that don't like this kind of weather, but I am a big fan. And we do have a quick thing to say here because there is a birthday girl in the chat, and the turtle girl already got it. Oh, you spoiled it. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, dear Niecy. The best moderator around in town.
On
no
the
offense to any of the other moderators in the whole world, because the internet has a keen ability to get really upset about stuff. Happy birthday to you on a Friday. I have everybody out there say happy birthday to Niecy, the hardest working moderator in on the internet, I believe. If you haven't checked out her live stream page, she has a live stream page on Facebook that is also associated with some other people who escape my mind. I think Gillett's in there and a couple other people that help with posting up the live streams and what the schedule is going to be like for, I guess, the fish live streams mainly, and which is what, you know, mainly this channel's about, I guess. So I guess it pertains to those. If you haven't checked it out, go check it out. It doesn't cost anything to do any of that stuff. You just like it on Facebook and you'll get some updates. I don't know, I think, when do those normally go out? Like sometime around noon or 1 o'clock, somewhere around there. I've definitely, I've noticed them pop up there, and it gives me a chance to, keep posted on things that are out there. Some people may or may not be offended that I miss other people's videos. Yes, I do, because there are a ton of videos to watch all of the time, and I don't necessarily have an unlimited amount of time to watch everybody's videos. So don't take it personally. I'm a busy guy, and I don't have a ton of time. I wish that more people would post podcast type stuff, because then I can listen to stuff while I'm working. Unfortunately, I can't like watch videos in the shop here or anything like that. Otherwise, maybe I would put I'd put like YouTube on the background, you know, which I do now. But I normally listen to like podcast format stuff on YouTube and stuff like that.
He is always listening or watching something. Always.
Super mad.
Oh no,
Biggie's super mad.
Not mad.
You mad, brah?
No.
But I do try to I do try
mad.
to keep tabs on everybody that is out there posting stuff. So I just, you know, there's just a limited amount of time that I have to put into that stuff. So, but Niecy does have that Facebook group right there. I would head to that Facebook group and give it a like. I did, and it helps keep me posted with things that are going on, because I typically, like a lot of people out there are in the YouTube world, know that the notifications on YouTube don't really go out all that effectively, but the Facebook ones do. You know, get a notification. What is with this chair today? What is it doing? Whoa!
I have no idea.
Oh, this one has rocking ability. I can go forward. I can go backward. Woo. Jay's Crazy Obsessions, what's up? Hey, got the bell this time. Oh, so you actually got the notification. Let's see. Who else's birthday is it? It's somebody else's birthday. Oh, it's Dank Tank's daughter's birthday too. Well, happy birthdays all around everybody, Niecy included. I'm also going to give another shout out wherever Caleb is in Montana. Giving a shout out to our follower, the 7-year-old Caleb in Montana. Shout out. Give them nurses hell. You got my permission, which is worth nothing. So either way, what's up, Caleb? I'm giving him a shout out because I didn't hear if he got yesterday's shout out or not. Because I'm gonna keep shouting out the young man in Montana.
Word.
You know who you is.
Word.
Word. All right. We have a young follower out there who's spending a lot of time in the hospital, and we would like him to know that he's in our thoughts and prayers and whatnot. Thinking about him and hope he's doing okay. So we're about 10 minutes in. Here comes the advertising part, guys. I'm sorry. That is sort of life. Where did my fly whacker go?
Oh, I moved it. Oh, I'm in trouble. Just fading into the background.
He got away. That stupid fly got away. Aha! Ha! Now I'm prepared. I don't know how a fly got in here, but we got Brundle flies back. Half Jeff Goldblum, half attack fly. So I am now prepared. If that makes sense. I'm now prepared. Let's see here. Okay. Okay. Either way. Let's see. Lots of September birthdays must be those long, cold January nights. Oh, it's probably something to do with New Year's and the cold weather in January. Oh, man. That damn fly got in here. I'm going to get him. I'm going to try to get him during the live stream. See if I can't wave this around.
I would challenge you to use 2 fly swatters and get him.
And get him. All right. Yeah, so all right, so sorry about that, but we need to do the little advertising thing here real quick. If you haven't been over to the Patreon, we are trying to have this completely be fan funded and all that kind of stuff in order to do bigger projects, do more videos, do more things where we can get more people in here. We can get more people to come on the show and stuff like that. People like Vicky. People like Victoria cost a lot of money to get in the door here. It's an astounding amount of money, but she is well worth it, I think, because she gets all of the money. See how that works?
Oh, right.
Right? But we're trying to crowdfund everything here and essentially turn off all of the advertising and all that stuff. That's our main goal right now. That's what's going on. You can head over to darkstararts.com, click through the Amazon banner, or get some art or whatever you guys want to get. You can also hit the like button down at the bottom, hit the subscribe button, share this thing out on Facebook, all that kind of stuff. And I think I've said the spiel, so there we go. All right. If anybody wants to support, you totally can, and you get more interactive fish tank videos like this where I'm coming up here and talking to you all and giving you all some advice. Today is Friday. As you guys know, in the format on Fridays is you can ask questions and get some kind of answer. It is loosely based on sort of the AMA style. So ask me anything, and we'll try to get you an answer. As long as it's not some dirty, ridiculous nonsense, which I think most of you understand to not be asking me lewd questions, obviously. Obvious to some, obvious not to others. If that fly comes around here, I'm going to commit murder.
Somebody was suggesting that the fly was on me.
The fly's on Vicky.
Yes.
Frank Dominguez says, hey, thanks for the Manzanita link. I just ordered a few pieces this morning. Yes, that Manzanita link, the Manzanita driftwood is the Manzanita burlwood. I don't have anything to do with that guy. That's just the guy I get my wood from. He's sort of an old school dude. You got to call him and all that kind of stuff. So a lot of people have been like, I don't want to order from that guy. It's super weird that I have to call him. I'm like, I get it. I get that you're tripping. But he's well worth it. You get a really good product, and he's going to send you what you want, right? He's going to help give you the breakdown. He's going to give you the breakdown of, or ask you, you know, like what size aquarium do you have? What kind of, are you looking for straight pieces or squiggly pieces or whatever? He's a really cool dude. I don't have any, like I said, I don't have any association with him other than that's where I order my wood. So check that dude out. He's a great guy. And I like that old school. I like that old school style. And I believe he sends you an email with the tracking number on it too, so you can actually keep track of where your box is and all that kind of stuff. And his shipping was actually pretty darn affordable every time that I've used him. So yeah, you're very welcome. But that's where I get that from. Dr. Red Pill says it's Saturday, you bloody Americans. Hey, it's Friday, all right? Let's not try to spoil our weekend and start thinking that today's Saturday and then end up accidentally going back to work on Monday or on Sunday. Speak of the devil of the weekend, we may have a Saturday stream. We may have a Saturday show, maybe. We're about 50-50 right now. And Vicky says if we hit our goal, then we'll do a Saturday show. If we hit our goal, we'll do a Saturday show in the evening time, afternoon, evening, somewhere around there. Evening.
Well,
you know, it gets dark. Well, we have to do the 5K. We're doing the 5K tomorrow for charity. We're gonna be
but we're
gonna be sweating to the oldies.
I'm also working.
Well, yeah, Vicky has to work. I just get to go hang out and take pictures of stuff. And be like, look at these crazy train tracks underneath this trestle. Oh, I'm taking pictures. Oh, am I supposed to be running? Oh, yeah. So we're doing the charity 5K. It's a 5K, right? I think.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a 5K tomorrow. We'll be doing that mañana, and then we do have to pick up a load of rocks and stuff like that. Cool, heavy rocks. And whatnot, and then if we hit our goal tomorrow, we'll be doing a Saturday. We'll do an extra special weekend show, and also have a bunch of video for that. I have some video today to show you guys some of the plumbing that we got. I always say we. I don't know why I'm always saying we all the time, but me and little baby Jesus and this fly. Wherever this fly was, we got the plumbing done today on the 150-gallon crystal shrimp tank. If you all have been waiting with bated breath, some of you noticed the community post I put up. Is there such a thing as a sexy sump? Find out today. Yes, there is. The one under the 150 is a very cutie patootie sump tank.
Oh.
Very, very smooth, very acrylic, very wow, very excite. So yes, so hopefully if we hit our Patreon goal, I'll be doing and most likely Vicky will be here. I don't know. I can't guarantee her presence. Sometimes she rambles off to dig holes, and you know, that's her prerogative. She's just a lady like that. If we hit our goal, we'll do a Saturday show. If not, then no Saturday show. You all will have to wait till Monday, and that's really up to the fans. That's up to the fans and this fly, whether that goes on or not. As Kevin Keener says, it's the royal we. It's the royal we. It's me and God. I got God here on the red phone. He says do some plumbing. So we got that. Gone Mad is here. What is up? See, Gone Mad is where I'm going to be staying in Chicago.
Don't break him.
I'm going to be...
I need him back at home.
At Eric Gone Mad's house. Or apartment. Or condo. Or...
Abode.
Casa. Casa Royale.
Place of rest.
What's that weird tent thing? What's that tent?
Yurt.
Yurt. Maybe they live in a yurt. I don't know.
Maybe they live in a yurt.
We'll find out if they live in a yurt. Maybe that's old school.
I've never stayed in a yurt. It's on my bucket list.
Well, and Iris, yes, his spouse.
Yes. Iris.
We will be there. Aquarium Cop is here. What's up? Raj. Hello again. Change your user handle. People, let's see. Aquaman is here thinking of swapping my dirted tank to fluorite now. Or how long should I rinse it, or should I rinse it at all? If we're talking about rinsing fluorite, you don't really need to rinse fluorite at all. Just when you're adding the water, just make sure that you're not just spraying it straight in there like some kind of maniac. I think in the video, hold on, let me go to the video clip here real quick. And yes, here we go. Check the video clip right here. This is actually me using a
paper bag.
A paper Home Depot grocery style bag. And this is how I fill the aquarium. So check out this answering questions right here. I got a video clip that answers the question that was asked in the chat. Look at that. Moving on up in the world, you guys.
Moving on up.
But this is a perfect example right here of how to add water to your aquarium without agitating the substrate. But the fluorite doesn't need to be rinsed. I've personally never rinsed it myself and had plenty of good results from the fluorite. So, excuse me.
It's good. It's good.
It's
not
good.
rinsed.
It's good. It's good, not rinsed. Yes. Can't believe you forgot about me. It's Ridiculous Fish Adventures. Bjorn. What's this? Bjorn come Joel? Oh, a baby Bjorn, maybe.
What?
I don't know.
Bjorn?
I'm confused. What's the Bjorn have to do with anything? What's the Bjorn? So hopefully that answers the Aquaman's question and makes sense.
Aquaman.
Bum, bum, bum. Run with the rocks in a backpack and make it more interesting. I don't think I'm going to do that on the 5K. Kathy Babe says, I think Vicky's mic is muted again. I don't know. It's really low.
Oh, can you hear me? Am I good? Test, test, 1, 2. Oh, speak into the microphone. Test, test. Hello. Okay.
How's that? Is that good?
No.
Is this?
No.
No.
It's not good.
Is that not good?
No.
That's not good. Okay. Well, Vicky's just quiet, you guys. So, you know, go easy on her. She's quiet. Let's see here. Okay, let me catch up on the chat. The Aquarium Cowboy is here. It says hello to everybody. Lol Joel, my name is Bjorn. Big E's was saying hi. Oh, now I get it. Saying hi.
Big E's.
Let's see. Kevin Keener. Kevin Keener was in T-Town today. Thought about seeing if you needed a coffee, but I needed to beat traffic and needed to get back north before next week. That is a reality. Thank you for thinking of me, Kevin, and thinking about coffee because it's International Coffee Day. But yeah, at some point in time, we should definitely meet up and at least have a coffee.
Yeah.
Jordan Leroy says it kicks up a lot of dust. Run a hang-on back with just filter floss. That will clear it up pretty quickly. Yes, that is great advice for if you have the Choco Piz tank, if you have something up in the water column. That's some great advice. Turtle Girl says, Vicky sounds fine. Oh, okay. Okay. What's the ETA on the food? It's been months. From Nisi. Okay, Aquaman, I answered the question. Cool. Let's see. Feeding the addiction. ODNH on a long journey of discovery. Oh, he must have been on a vision quest, I'm guessing. A vision quest. All right, let's see if we can't get Vicky to read Pamela Earlywine's. Pamela Earlywine's question for us, and then we'll work on answering it.
Okay.
It's a good one.
Pamela Earlywine asks, I set up a 10-gallon planted tank about a month ago with the purpose of moving the best shrimp out of my 29-gallon for breeding. It is cycled and ready to go, but I ran into a hiccup. Last night I noticed there are seed shrimp in the 10-gallon, possibly brought in on the new plants, question mark. I believe now would be the best time to get rid of them as there are no livestock in the tank yet. What would be the best method to eradicate these little pests? I know they won't directly harm the shrimp, but I probably would compete for food. There would possibly be a population explosion of these tiny crustaceans once I put shrimp in the tank and start feeding. And go. And
scene. Wipe. Oh, now we're supposed to answer the question. Okay. Yeah. So one of the big issues that this happens sometimes is that you end up with what are called seed shrimp in your aquarium, and seed shrimp are very confusing. They're really confusing little buddies because they are of the Ostracoda family. People think that the seed shrimp are planaria. They are not planaria. They are a different little species because they're a crustacean. They have a little shell around them, and they're weird. They are weird little buggers. They kind of look like fleas swimming around in the water. One of the biggest issues is that these will typically come in on plants. You will normally get seed shrimp when they come in on plants, and they will start roaming about in your tank, and you'll go, oh my God, I have an infestation of bad news. Which you may have bad news, you may not have bad news, you may just have in the middle news. Regardless of whether it's the good news or bad news, they are something that you do want to eliminate if you can. One of the problems is they are very difficult to eliminate because they are hyper resilient. As I said, that they're a crustacean. They basically have a shell around them. Their eggs that they lay, is actually they're actually super tolerant to bad environments. So even if you dry them out, they'll still hatch later once they get wet again. If it's hot weather, they'll continue to propagate. If it's cold weather, they'll continue to propagate. But the best way to eliminate them would be to dip your freshwater plants before you put them in the tank. It seems super violent. It seems like it's crazy, but it is the best way to do it, is a precursor ahead of time. Now, most of us don't dip our plants because it just seems to kind of be a big waste of time, realistically. Dipping plants in bleach isn't necessarily...
That's what you dip them in?
Mm-hmm.
Bleach?
2 tablespoons of bleach to 1 gallon of water. Yep, so you dip them in bleach and then clean them off. You put them in the bleach for about 5 to 10 minutes, and then put them into some fresh water and rinse them off, and you'll be pretty good. That will kill off most of the snails, planaria, any of that kind of stuff coming over. But seed shrimp, I always want to say that they're ostracods, but they're actually ostracods. O-S-T-R-A-C-O-D, not pod. Cod. Ostracod. They're hyper resilient to bleach and things of that nature. So how do we get rid of them? Okay, here is the basic step-by-step way of eliminating them slowly but surely. First, lower your water temperature. Lower your water temperature to about between 68 and 70 degrees. I have no idea what that is in Celsius, so if somebody wants to convert that for us, we could do that. But 68 to 70 Fahrenheit is something in Celsius. I'm not sure. 10, 400, 9, 1000. Who knows? But 68 to 70 degrees, you want to cool it down a little bit. You definitely do want to cool it down a little bit. Then you want to cool it down a little bit. Then you want to stop feeding. You want to make sure that you have an opportunity where you can either stop feeding altogether or make sure that any leftover food is gone from the tank. So you can suck it out with the hose if you want, if you're feeding in there or something like that. Then here is the third step that is the easiest part of the deal. get yourself some guppies. Depending on the size of the tank is how many guppies you're going to need. You need some small, kind of aggressive feeding type fish, like a guppy that likes to eat little tiny stuff like that. Put them in the tank for a little while.
The goats of the fish world.
And typically it will take a little bit of time. But they're like kind of the goat. Yeah, you're right. They're the goats of the fish world. They will get in there and generally start eating them and knock them down to a point where they're not going to be that big of a problem. And it's kind of weird. Endlers are a type of guppy, so endlers will work fine. They will handle it just real well. Endlers are totally great. You can move them over to the tank, especially so in Pamela's situation here. She has the tank already set up. She has the tank already rocking and going on, right? So that's going to be her best way to deal with it. As I said, you can dip the plants ahead of time. Some people are tanks a lot, saying don't put bleach in the tank. Silly. Bleach is a sore topic on a lot of Facebook groups because people give it as a recommendation without dosing advice, and it wipes out an entire tank. I did not say to put bleach in your tank.
No.
I said to dip your plants before you put them in a tank. And I apologize for sounding angry, but if anybody has misconstrued what I said to dip your plants before they ever even go into your tank. Do not put bleach into your tank. Okay? I dip corals all the time. I dip plants all the time. I do not add additives to my tanks, okay? I don't even want to put medication in my tank, so I typically treat most of the stuff before it even goes in the tank. Now, I know that I'm sounding a little bit cranky here. I'm not trying to, but do not put bleach into your tank. Dip stuff before it goes into your tank, okay?
And rinse it
and
before
then rinse
you
it
put
off.
it in your tank.
So as Vicky was asking, she said, bleach, what the hell? I said 2 tablespoons to 1 gallon of water, okay?
2 tablespoons
you make
to
that
1
up,
gallon.
And then you have 1 gallon of water next to it with, you could put Prime, you could put Safe in it. Just make sure it's nice, clean water. Dunk that in there for about 5 minutes, then move it over to the clean bucket. You can add a little more Prime, a little more Safe if you want. Then they're all nice and rinsed off from the clean bucket. Then you can go ahead and start planting your tanks, okay? So, oh, sorry, I'm bashing into the mic, so I might as well do it on purpose a little bit, right? So if that's a little bit confusing to people, I get it. Some people out there use hydrogen peroxide. I agree, hydrogen peroxide will kill off a lot of things also. I find hydrogen peroxide more difficult to deal with personally because it always somehow migrates its way back to the bathroom, and I think I know who the culprit is. I can't be sure. She's the one that picks up after me, and I apologize for that because I do have a tendency to just leave things lying on the ground like a dip. My bad. But it does, the peroxide always migrates its way back to a cabinet where I don't know where it is in the bathroom. So I can never find it. So, but the bleach, I know exactly where the bleach is, and I know exactly where the vinegar is. And those ones are super easy to find. But yes, peroxide will also do it, but we always dip that ahead of time. Red Pill is asking, what do we dip me in? Hot coffee. Well, I would like to be dipped in hot coffee because it's coffee day, International Coffee Day, right?
This is true. This is true.
If there was a coffee spring somewhere, I would go. I'd go take a dip in it.
He's already marinated from the inside out in coffee. Like, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I would go for.
His body goes, I need some water and hydration. And he goes, what's that? You need iced coffee?
Yes.
Yes.
I drink plenty of ice water, so let's not be tripping right now.
That ice water looks a lot like iced coffee.
So let's see. I know not to put bleach in my tanks, but I have seen posts on Facebook groups by new fish keepers. Yes, I understand. There are a lot of fish keeping groups out there that are problematic at best sometimes. They're problematic at best sometimes. Facebook is a difficult place to get advice from fish keepers. I generally do not spend a lot of time personally in the Facebook groups and stuff like that. There are a bunch that I am a part of, but I don't spend a lot of time in there, mainly just because of the environment is typically pretty terrible for advice. So understandable if people have been giving bad advice on the Facebook. Facebook is very troll heavy, so I just kind of stay away from it realistically. 54 Punchy is saying hindsight is 2020. What do I do now that they are in the tank? Well, I do have to answer all of the questions. You know, I have to answer it from the beginning to the end. So hopefully you get the endlers in there and stuff like that. I'm trying to catch up with the chat a little bit. Let's see. What are your thoughts on my folks live down that way? Maybe next time. Floating plant choice. Vicky's into floating plants. Maybe she can answer that one. What is your favorite floating plant?
Well, I'm digging the water lettuce.
Oh, she likes the water lettuce.
I'm digging the water lettuce right now, but I think yeah, I'm digging water lettuce right now. I'm liking that one just because it can grow from small to significantly large, and it looks great either way. I guess that's it for now. There was some other floating plants, but their names escape me at the moment. But there were some other ones that I was looking at, but we happened to receive some water lettuce, and I do really like it.
How do you say this name here?
Michelangelo Ludovice.
Michelangelo. Hi from Portugal.
Ludovice.
How's that?
Oh, Portugal.
That's attached to Spain.
Oh.
Do you know what they speak in Portugal?
Portuguese?
Portuguese.
Do you know that they also speak Portuguese in Brazil?
That they do.
How do you say hello in
Tanks a lot
Portuguese?
says if you think Facebook is trolly, stay away from Reddit then. I don't read Reddit anymore. I used to read Reddit, and it's a huge waste of time, honestly. I mean, there's some funny stuff on there. There's funny stuff on Facebook too. I don't think that either Reddit or Facebook are useless. They're just very difficult to try and get some kind of answer realistically. One of the reasons I started doing this show was to be able to actively help people out, which is why it's a live show. You guys can come on, you can ask questions, you can email in questions. I'll get to answering them when I can. As far as just the scheduling goes, as things go along.
Ooh, red brute floaters.
Oh, I have to get a hold of Daniel at some point in time and get some red root floaters from him. He's up north, so I'll have to go up north for that.
Oh, I think Frogbit was one of the ones that I liked.
Yep, Frogbit is pretty cool. Salvinia is also cool, and Azola for sure. I'm gonna look this one up for Vicky because I don't know if she knows this one. Mosquito ferns. This guy.
Oh, little fern guys.
There it is.
Well, you know I love ferns.
Yep.
So
at some point in time, I'll get some Azola for Vicky. We'll see. Oh, and Mateo from Idaho is here.
Idaho.
That guy is asking, have you ever thought about using an ebb and flow system to grow Java moss or other high demand plants that would grow an emerged or submerged plant? Well, I don't think Java moss is a high demand plant, honestly. But I have used, just to make sure, I have used ebb and flow systems before. These just to give you an idea, babe, so you know what we're talking about. They're basically like aquaponic or hydroponic type systems. Yes, this is it's my long-term goal to be. My long-term goal is to be installing aquaponics and hydroponics for people that essentially live in suburbia or cities and be able to provide some of their food long-term. That's one of the reasons we're doing the greenhouse here. High fives.
The patio is ready for the greenhouse now.
Patio is ready for the greenhouse. The greenhouse will be going in. We'll actually have some ebb and flow systems in there. We'll have some straight aquaponic systems in there also. And yes, we will at some point in time probably grow a few non-edible aquarium plants in there instead of growing just submerged plants. But at some point in time, we will probably do that. I don't imagine that we'll ever do anything like that professionally here, if that makes sense. We just don't have the space or facility.
I did see a storefront for rent.
Vicky wants me to move into a store.
Well, we could buy a store and move it there.
Yeah, at some point in time. Some point in time, maybe.
Then you could have you could change out as many tanks as you want to.
I don't need a storefront. I need a warehouse. I need a big warehouse. That's what we need. Wow. Let's see. Travis Fish Person, water Sylvania is super invasive in Texas. Yes, agreed. That is for sure. It is definitely super invasive in areas. So, but that goes for all aquarium plants. Remember that all aquarium plants are from where? The planet Earth. If you do release them into the wrong area, you're committing a very heinous situation that you may seem innocuous at the time. But for instance, if you go through Eastern Washington, Vicky was asking me about the
Watch your fly swatter.
Asking me about the milfoil when we were out there.
Milfoil.
And I can remember when milfoil was not in the Columbia River. We used to be able to go into the Columbia River, and there was not milfoil in there. It was essentially a riverbed that was dammed up as a big lake, and it was not to say that that's all that natural, but it was a really cool place. And then somebody that didn't clean their boat went from a place with milfoil into the Columbia, and then they put milfoil in there, and now
they also have freshwater clams now.
It is pretty much screwed the ecosystem. So
Yep.
As fish keepers and plant keepers, always remember that to get your old plants into a compost or something along those lines. I know a lot of people that flush them down the toilet, but just don't do that. Let's avoid doing that nonsense, especially because most of us, especially in America, we have a compost bin that we can easily put them in and allow them to dry out. That is going to be the best way to do it. So as a comment to the invasive species in Texas, we have a ton of them here in Washington also. Let's see, water wisteria is one of them that has completely just gone bananas in our waterways. You know, milfoil, a bunch of other things too. Well, nobody paid. Okay, so we're coming up on the 42-minute mark.
Zebra mussels. Yep.
So let's switch over to the video part where we get real small down here. And we already saw that little time lapse one, so let's have this one run in the background. And my apologies, it is sized wrong. So let's there. Wait, what is going on here? Why won't it fit? Why won't you fit?
It's no like the live stream.
Let's see what's going on here. Why is it doing that?
I don't know.
This one back here is like showing up. Weird. Well, either way, I'll just turn the one in the background off.
Should I ask? Oh, I was gonna say.
What do you got?
Should I ask the second question while you're setting that up? But I
yes.
guess well,
what do we got over here in the live chat?
Well, we had some, a bunch of other questions scroll by. No, I'm not from South America. I am born and raised in Seattle. My heritage is Native American, specifically Alaskan Native, is where I get my olive skin and dark hair.
Dr. Red Pill is asking, where is Corey?
Minnesota.
Somewhere in America.
Eh?
I don't know. The last update I got from those guys is that they were gonna haul ass and try to make it back for dinner time tonight, which is a couple hours from now.
That's brutal.
So I hope they made it back. I will probably be heading up. I don't know. I don't have a schedule for next week necessarily as far as if I'm going to be traveling anywhere. But spoiler alert, Corey is getting my 180 that is out in the garage right now, the blue background 180, and I'll be bringing that up there at some point in time next week. So we'll probably do some some kind of collaborative shows coming up next week. So things are in motion to do more collaborative shows. So we'll see how that goes. Bracken says, I will totally come work for you if you get a warehouse. You'd have to work for free because currently we only make less. The Patreon, we have 44 patronizers, which is awesome. We are currently short of our goal, so I don't know how I would pay anybody. See any aquaponics hydroponic system that used buckets and a large Rubbermaid tote with 3 comet goldfish? Oh, seen it. Yes. Yeah, that actually sounds pretty cool. That actually is sounds like a pretty simple setup.
Yeah, somebody asked if we were going to do tilapia in our aquaponics, and the answer to that is no.
No.
We do not. No.
We're going to do large koi.
Yeah, koi.
We're going to do ourselves some big-ish koi. That's what we're going to end up doing. We're not super interested in, for our personal space, we're not super interested in tilapia because tilapia are normally bred for eating, and we're not super motivated in that direction. We're more motivated in doing the ornamental type fish, which will be the koi fish. And then as they breed and get super big, we'll just sell them off and raise up smaller ones again. Right?
Sure.
Right.
Yes.
What do you got?
Dr. Red Pill says his toes are invasive.
Invasive toes. Mm-hmm. Gross. Let's see. Hey, FU2 is asking, can the center brace of a glass 240 be trusted as a turtle platform, or will it bust loose? Is it the glass brace, or is it the plastic one? That's the question I would have for that. That guy says, I like aeroponics, but I know that would make emerged grown. Maybe a hybrid between that and ebb and flow might work the best. Yeah, actually, that probably would work the best. I mean, if you were kind of just doing ebb and flow, but on a longer cycle, I guess, is pretty much what would be going on there. That's generally what I would do. Hydro is added fertilizer, and aqua is more of an ecosystem with fish, but it can be harder to get in balance. That's sort of an explanation. Yes, yes. Tanks-a-lot just says XSplit, I believe. Oh, Turtle Girl's asking, do I use OBS? No, I don't use OBS, mainly because of how glitchy it is, so I use XSplit, which is also super duper glitchy also. But the difference between OBS and XSplit is that XSplit is continually sending out new patches and workarounds and improving the product. So hopefully the glitches are becoming more and more a thing of the past, which is what I've been noticing over the last few months. So I switched from the standard XSplit over to the test. Essentially, I switched over to the test beta version, which updates every day. So I do get the updates and patches every single day, which is a little bit of a pain because every time I fire it up, it's going to take 3 to 4 minutes longer than I thought it would be to open it. And running on the time schedules that I have, 3 or 4 minutes sometimes is more than I got. But it definitely is a lot less glitchy, but you do have to pay for it. So that is kind of that's sort of the takeaway. The takeaway is that it does cost money. So, Glassbox is asking, Gillet, have you required Corey to grow a beard as a condition of doing collaborations? No, I didn't make that any kind of stipulation, but if he does grow a beard, I highly endorse it, right? I highly endorse beard growing. Beardy McBearderton. I think he was just growing a beard because they were on the road, man. Road style. My internet went out and I missed half the show. Ah, Frank Dominguez, you missed half the show. Well, no worries. This does upload later on as a video, so if there's any of the shows that you guys missed or any portion of the show that you guys missed, it will upload as a video later, so you can actually watch the whole thing. You can actually watch the whole all of the episodes leading up to this one. It will take you some time because this is episode 575, so I would say maybe 30% of my videos are pretty good, 70% of them kind of suck, but you'll have to watch all of them in order to figure that out for yourself. Because that's the best advice I can give in regards to that, right? But yeah, this video right here, I was rendering it, or I was trying to render it down, so it was a much faster video with a bunch more shots in it. But I just wanted to give you speaking of glitchy programs, I use Sony Vegas for editing, and I'm pretty sure this week is the last week I'm going to be using Sony Vegas because once again, it won't render in the amount of time that we had. We had 24 minutes. Once I had edited all the video, we had 24 minutes before we could go live, and no matter what I did, the render time was going to be longer than 24 minutes, mainly because Sony Vegas will not work with my video card, which is extremely irritating because my video card cost a lot of money and I want to utilize it anytime I'm making a video. So more of my money's going to end up going out the door, and I'm just going to be switching to
Adobe.
Yes, we're going to be switching to Adobe and just suck up the $20 a month that it's going to cost to do that. And 54 Punchy's already got her endlers floating in the tank, getting ready to release and eat the ostracods that are in there, the sea shrimp.
Yes. Burr, 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 burr. We have a second.
That is awesome.
We have another question.
What's that?
We have another question over here.
Oh, the Wushu's?
Wushu's question. A question.
We have a question here, so let's listen to Wushu Jimmy Brown's question.
I don't know how to, so I don't have to read it like I sound like Wushu, or I'm just reading it? I'm just reading it.
This is from Wushu Jimmy Brown, as read by Victoria.
Yes. I have a 29-gallon tank with plants growing in and trying to decide between getting some endlers that will breed a ton and provide lots of movement in the tank, not to mention being super hardy, adaptable to different types of water, and also the Xenotaka Deodorate. I don't know how to pronounce this. So, and also the Xenotaka Deodri San Marcos from Select Aquatics would be larger and also hardy live bearer, but slower to reproduce. The tank has some hygrophila, I forget the type, 4-leaf clover, and anarchis. I don't know how to pronounce that either. Anarchis. Anacris. Sorry. Oh, that's Anarchis. Okay. Right now there are 2 forest jewel cichlids in there that are going to auction. So it is cycled, and if I need to, I can move a fish or 2 over to keep the cycle going while waiting for fish to come in. Any thoughts?
Any thoughts? So let's boil down the question. What is the question there?
So the question is, with a 29-gallon tank,
get some endlers.
Well, there's your answer.
Well, that's what it says. He's trying to decide between getting some endlers, right? Mm-hmm. They'll provide tons of movement in the tank, right? And also the fish from Select Aquatics, right? And So it is cycled, and if I need to, can I move a fish or two over to keep the cycle going while waiting for fish to come in, right? Well, I would go with the endlers personally, because why? Do you know why? You like the endlers. I like the endlers.
Because they're the goats of the fish world?
Because they're the goats of the fish world. And I am the goat of the people's world. Right? The mountain goat?
Yes.
I personally, Wushu, I would prefer the endlers myself. Those are the ones that I would go with. You can always add some other live bearers in there with the endlers. They're not necessarily going to be all that brutal to anything else in the tank. They get along pretty well with most things in the tank, so that's not going to be a huge issue. Let's see, what's this thing doing? Why is this not working? Highlight, copy. All right, that's what I would do. I would go with the endlers myself, especially because there's a big market for them out there. I would also think about whether or not you actually want super hardy strange fish that breed slowly. I like the endlers because I am definitely into fish that breed pretty rapidly. Because it is very rewarding. It's very rewarding when they breed rapidly and you end up with a lot of offspring and stuff. It definitely gives you an opportunity to work on some projects of lineage breeding and that kind of stuff where you're trying to get some more specific things. That's generally where I would go.
What do the other ones look like?
Well, you'll have to highlight and look them up. She's got it. All right. Let's answer some questions in the chat here. Hey, if you haven't checked out the Patreon, I'll post the link here real quick. Don't forget to check out the Patreon. $1 goes a long way. $100 million goes a really, really long way. So, Jeff Bezos, I know you're out there listening, and you've just been thinking, I always just wanted to donate $100 million to this guy. Hopefully he comes through, and we'll all be funded, and we'll make some crazy-ass shows, and I'll be able to hire Bracken to come work in the warehouse. What is this?
I put that in the search bar, and that's what it came up with. And then I did images, and that's what it came up with.
No, go all.
Well, some very provocative-looking fish.
Yep, that's not working. Don't look that up. Whatever that is. Close that. Nonsense.
Yeah.
What are you doing over here? Do you need supervision?
No. What? Yeah, just go with the endlers, because the other ones look like they won't even fit in your tank, and they're weird.
All right.
I see him. Oh, he's...
Pleco Steve is saying, now there is a product out there by Oatly called Fusion. It has the primer in the PVC glue and saves a ton of time. Just used it on a build last week. Hope your audience can benefit. Thanks, Corvus. Yes, I have used Fusion. I've also used Red Hot Glue, which doesn't need primer either. I don't recommend people to not use primer, and here's the reason. Most people out there that would know that there's another product out there would know how to do plumbing, right? And that's not the people that we're trying to answer questions for, right? That's not the people we're trying to make videos for. They're somebody who's a plumber like me could just go do it. Not a big deal. So I never recommend the one-step quick fixes, especially in regards to plumbing, because it could flood somebody's house or create some kind of catastrophic failure. So that's why I always remind people to use primer and use glue and use them separately, and then learn that way. Learn it the right way, right?
Yes.
To prep your pieces, primer them, and add the glue and do all that kind of stuff. So that's the reason why I'm doing it that way. They also make a wet dry, which is a great glue, but we've gone over PVC glue so many times on here. But thanks, Pleco Steve. That's good advice to check out the Fusion out there. Let's see. Send a message on Facebook. Pamela Early Wine, if you do like a trio too. Oh, that was for the that was for those endlers. Hold it. Hold it. I don't know. It dissolved.
Oh.
Oh, I got him.
Hey, that. Ew.
I got the brundlefly.
Show it to the camera.
During the stream. I did. Look.
Oh, there he is.
Brundlefly. Can you open the garbage can, please? Or just put him in there. Here. Thank you. We have victory. We have I have ceased to have to worry about a fly flying around in here anymore during the show. How do we like that? Let's see. The center brace for Hey FU2's tank. He was asking about a turtle situation up on top of the tank. The center brace is thick glass. I'm worried that the glue will fail. It realistically shouldn't under any kind of weight, but one thing that you could do is actually cut some triangles of glass and silicone those as a brace, you know, like a triangle. Silicone those in, silicone like 4 of those in if you're really worried about the weight. Otherwise, I don't realistically think if you had some a fairly lightweight display up there that maybe the turtles are going up there. Turtles don't really weigh that much, so that would be cool if I think it will hold out. The silicone actually is really pretty tough, honestly. But yes, we got the brundlefly during the show. Babe, if you could click on the Patreon there. That one, yep. And then go over here, patrons, and then you have to click on the top. I'm gonna give a shout to all the patrons before the end of the show here, because we are over an hour mark and no one has done the, no one has extended it. What's our notification there? What is that? There's a red one. What is that? Oh, Steve Parker, brand new to the Patreon. Thank you very much. We got a Patreon during the show here, and as I said, if we hit our goal, we'll be most likely doing a Saturday Patreon. If you know what I mean. Saturday. But we're coming up on the end of the show. I'd love to answer more questions, but we have not got an extension. So I'm going to shout out to the Patreonizers and then come back to the chat real quick. I should have yelled surprises. I was focused. All right, so starting at the very top of the list, up here in the $20 plus $20 and more club, we've got Steven Skoglund and Aquarium Co-op at the top of the list, our big-time donors, followed by Kieran Egan, the Fishy Mailman, Sashimi Whiskey, and Long Woo. Those are all of our top donators. Thank you very much. At the $10 and more reward club, or whatever it is, reward the crowd. We've got Joel Gillett, Pax, Vince Grippa, Denzel Gregory, Nick K. Aquatics, Rob Hicks, Matt Gilmet, Jack Betts, Cichlid Bro, Emden Hollander, and Jennifer J. Sarchicino. Eric Gone Mad over here in his own little club at the $39.99 a month. Thank you very much, man. Down here at the $5 and more, we got Pamela Earlywine, Bracken Ward, Kevin Keener, Roger Deadham, Tim Lewis, Lecter Records, Candy Overhauls, Addison Nishijima, Jim Meeker, Karen Halbert, Eve Daggle, Kevin Hayes, Gene Fensky, Karen Casey Ellis. At the $1, $2 mark, we've got Dean Feldman, Steve Parker, Teresa Cookie, Spencer Ballard, AMA Aquatics, Matthew, Theodore Schultz, Priscilla MK, Jeff Jackson, Thomas Donchak, and Nisi of the North. Thank you very much, you guys. It is a blessing from you guys out there. It is totally cool to see our little community here growing, to try and get out there and shoot more video, put more shows together, and do all of that kind of stuff. A bunch of people just left. Oh, we had a mass exodus of about 20 people just left. I guess if I read out the Patreonizers, people get pissed and leave, I guess. Dr. Red Pill has to make breakfast. Carson says, new people. Homemade bug bites. Yeah, the homemade bug bites brought to you by Brundlefly. Oh, I have to mention, I did catch one of my killifish had a housefly in its mouth the other day.
Really?
Yep, it's choking on a big ass fly. Our fish room is near the chicken coop, so sometimes I get flies in there from the chicken yard. They fly in there every once in a while, and I was trying to figure out what was going on with my fish. He was like, and he had something funny looking going on. He had eaten a whole fly, and its head was sticking out of his mouth, and he was like choking to get it down.
What? And how did you fix that?
He ate the whole thing.
Oh, you didn't have to do anything. You just let him eat it.
I just let him eat it.
Oh.
Just let him eat it. HC was asking, how does an extendorama occur? Typically, this is kind of an organic thing. People started super chatting for an extension because this is an hour-long show. This is an hour-long show, and we've gone over the hour mark already. So, for instance, on Thursday, but there is a much easier way to do it. Steven Skoglund is the one that kind of came up with this idea. He patronizes at the $40 mark so that I extend the show a little bit on Thursdays because he has Thursdays off and likes to have a little bit of a longer show. So it's basically just people, when we start hitting these goals, that means we're going to end up having longer shows, longer hangouts, more video, more guests on the show and stuff like that. So that's kind of the extendorama thing or whatever.
I should answer Dr. Red Pill's question because he's asked it. I think this is the second time during the chat.
What's that?
Dr. Red Pill's question is, what size tank do I need to keep a Corvus in? The answer is 240 or above. 240 or above.
I can't stay in a 240. What the hell are you talking about? That's way too small.
You've stayed in it 240 in our relationship. Your 240 has kept you pretty happy with your
I can't live inside of a 240.
Not live in it. Are you talking about him live in it?
Yeah, what size tank do I need? I need at least a 22,000 gallon to live in.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah.
Let's see.
But he'll stick around and Aquascape in a 240. I've found that out over the last few years.
I have a 180, a 150, and a 240. What's that add up to?
Yeah, but the only one that you've kept the entire time is the 240.
And the 180? I've had that the whole time, too.
No, you haven't. Not the one that we currently have. I was there when you bought it. I was there when you bought it.
Yeah, you were there when we bought it.
I was around when you had your little frag tanks.
You were around when I was invented.
I was around when you had your saltwater tank before you
and the frag tanks. I remember we had the shallow frag tanks and stuff. Sold those off. Let's see here. HC Aquas, I let my guppies breed without intervention, and some turn out looking like endlers. Anyone else got that going on? Yes, that will for sure happen with guppies. Some, they will crossbreed, interbreed, for sure. And more often than not, you'll get some of those weird strains coming up. Some of the previous existing times that they bred and stuff like that. That's definitely one of the reasons why I like endlers and guppies so much, is that they're very interesting to me on the
go play.
On that whole varied breeding and all that kind of stuff that they do. That I find that to be very, very interesting, and isolating some and getting some different they'll throw different types, and you can start what's the word? You can start kind of selectively breeding them over time, and it doesn't take them long to breed. So that's really kind of the cool thing too. What is Dr. Red Pill is saying? I just use PVC cement on my central air system with priming it. Will that be okay? With air, you'll be fine. If you're moving air with PVC, don't worry about it. You don't need to prime it. You can actually just use PVC glue, and you'll be fine. Question, do gold yellow mystery snails eat dead fish? Yes, everything will eat dead anything, essentially.
Yes.
They'll at least nip at it. And snails will eat anything that's dead, pretty much. They'll eat stuff that's alive, too. Uh-oh, Michael Hoffman with the extension. With the extension. Extension. What's the word?
Surprises?
Super chat. Oh, yeah. I haven't done any surprises today.
No.
Surprises, folks. Surprises! Vicky knows better. She leans out of the way. Don't lean into it.
No.
Donnie Hill was asking, is your dog part wiener? Yes. She is part wiener. She's part weenus. She's a lovely dog. Her name is the Biddy Brown.
Miss Biddy Brown, if you will.
Miss Biddy Brown, if Janet Jackson.
Yes. She is Chowini.
She's half and half and something else.
Nope. Just 50-50.
Yeah,
half Chihuahua.
That's what some people
half
say.
Dachshund. She's my little Mexican German.
Vibes Finder was saying, it's cool watching nature go down in your house and seeing fish eating bugs the way they were meant to. Agreed. I encourage my fish to eat any kind of fly that of any kind that come near the tank, for sure. And it's also free food. How about that? Nisi's saying we're so close to hitting the ad-free goal. Oh, that's the ad-free goal of my own thing. Where's Nisi at? Where is your Patreon? Somebody was mentioning earlier that you have a Patreon. We should definitely give that a blast out there before we get to the end of the show here, because Michael Hoffman extended the show with the Super Chat extension. So wherever Nisi is, I want to see her Patreon and see if we can pass that on. There we go.
Nisi of the North.
Nisi's Patreon, Nisi of the North. There she is. Her goal is 100,000 million Patreons, which is smart. Patreonizers, totally into it. I'm gonna read her thing out here and make her embarrassed. Nisi of the North is a super fan that became obsessed with promoting small aquarium businesses. This lady was raised by a small business owner, works full-time, is married, and has probably 400 children, and is very involved with. Did it say 400 children there? No, it just says children.
Yes.
Oh, okay. She has children she's very involved with. She's has 11 patronizers. And, yeah, there we go. There's Nisi's. Everybody check that out.
Nisi needs more than 11 patronizers, guys.
Check that out for sure. Help out our moderator of the, moderator with the mostest or whatever.
The hostess with the mostest. Yeah.
400,000 kids if you count pets. Yeah, there you go. With all the pets and animals and kids running around there. Bob Steenfont I always say Steenfont for whatever reason, because it's not my last name, but there's Steenfont Aquatics. What's up, Bob? Just popping up out of nowhere. Let's see. That guy says, I thought Corvus was free range. I am pretty much free range. I'm like a free range chicken out there with a sharp and pointy stick, trying to find things to eat because I'm hungry. Because I'm hungry. Super hungry. All right. Well, as I said earlier, if we do hit our Patreon goal, I will see you guys tomorrow. If not, that's going to be it for today. I already shouted out the Patreons. We answered the questions that we had going on. We double-checked the analytics, and apparently the internet still works, which is good. If you could click over to the very left tab. There, right there. Hit the other. Oh, okay. No new subscribers or anything like that. Thank you everybody for coming out today. Oh, last night Doug was asking what my perfect tank would be and how to make it super low maintenance. I may ask for sump advice in the nearest future. Cool. We'll help you out. We'll help you out with some sump advice for show. All right. I hope everybody's having a fantastic Friday out there. Don't get totally bananas. Don't shoot off any fireworks, even though it's raining out now. Still not cool. Still not cool to be shooting off the fireworks in the middle of the night. Hopefully we met or exceeded your expectations for the Friday show. Everybody say thank you to Vicky for coming out.
Thanks, guys.
And thanks everybody for being here. Have a fantastic weekend. And Jennifer is reminding us to eat our ice cream. We should definitely eat our ice cream. It's just the way to go. It's the way to be.
Ice cream.
And I hope everybody had a fantastic September out there. And keep it lively, keep it fresh, keep it safe, keep it clean. And here comes the later. Does anybody know where the button is?
Goodbye.